Hello, everyone. Welcome to Developing Palates. I'm Aaron Loomis coming to you from the Drew Estate Studio. With me today is Jiunn, Lou, Seth, Geis, and from the Villiger Cigars International Studios, John McTavish. How you guys doing?
Doing well, man.
Doing well. Doing well. It's the weather's all over the place here, but fingers crossed, it might be above freezing in the coming weeks, which means I can get back to smoking. Thank goodness.
All right. So today we're talking about the Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust and Compromiso Selección Paladin de Saka.
Lightning bolt.
Cigar is a Churchill 7x52. Comes out of the Hoya de Nicaragua factory in Nicaragua. Wrapper is Mexican San Andres Negro Cultivo Tanto. Binder is, what was that?
I was saying, whoa, what a name.
Binder is hybridized Ecuadorian Habano Thin Ligero. The filler is Nicaragua and Pennsylvania seed leaf. Blended by Steve Saka. Price point is $28.75. And the cigar was released in January of 2022, sorry. June, what was your experience like with this cigar?
I'm not sure how, because this is what, like the third one that we smoked out of these. I think we smoked like three different Vitolas.
Yeah.
I think I don't know what tobacco this is, but I feel like every time I smoke one of these, this line, it tastes like it has a really good like a lot of like tannins mouthfeel to it, which I like, but it's also kind of easy going, maybe a little too easy going. Yeah, I get a lot of this like cocoa, cedar, minerals, a little bit of red pepper spice coming through, but it almost kind of feels like to me this is like the, how do I put it? Maybe like the sophisticated side of Saka's portfolio, but I also think that it's a bit too overpriced for what it is. So, anyways,
what do you think is like the sophisticated side? Like Sin Compromiso is the sophisticated.
Oh, I'm just talking about the profile, the flavor profile. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's not rough like the
it's not like
in your
like
face.
Yeah, it's not like super earthy, edgy, and rough broadleaf.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you on what. We'll save that for the overall. That's pretty harsh what I have to say about that, but that's just in general about Sin Compromiso and the people who like it.
It's your turn now, Seth.
Aaron, did you pull up a picture of the cigar?
Oh no, I have not yet. Good.
Listen, first third opens up with bits of like nuts.
$28, man. I gotta show that off.
Creamy qualities. I hate that fucking color of that band.
But that cedar sleeve is pretty dope. You gotta admit.
Nice one, John.
Spice nose presence. I was getting some red pepper, coffee, cocoa. I got some raisin qualities that kept through in the second third. And that also was in the final third, just cream, cocoa, earth, raisins, red pepper, medium full in strength and body. Burn and draw were very good actually. So good job, John.
Well, it's a bit of a tale of two cigars, and I'll talk about the one I reviewed first because that's the one I reviewed. I think Jiunn hit the nail on the head. It is a bit of a sophisticated profile, which is good. In the first third, there's pepper, baking spices, creamy tobacco. They're all very balanced. There's no harsh edges to it. There's no rough, dirty earth or anything like that. Even the pepper that comes up on the post draw is still, I would say, very restrained is the word I would use. And then there's powdered cocoa and mild dry wood. And like it comes together in a really nice way and it's enjoyable. But unfortunately, is often the case with larger cigars. For me, this second, third, while pleasant, didn't have that same complexity. So dry wood, cocoa, baking spices, sweet tobacco, and tannins and wood, but it just wasn't that engaging. It was pleasant. Like for $28, I gotta have my skirt blown up. Like that's a huge nut. And the last third was kind of baking spices, mild earth, and wood. And again, pleasant, but a little bit of minerality came through, which kind of impacted the balance. So that was a little bit of a disappointment. Burn was great. Draw was kind of tight to start, which is weird. Because I think these come out of Hoya, and Hoya like pretty much makes everything flawless. And then it kind of opened up. So I overall rated the draw very good. But you know, it was a slightly above average experience, which is kind of not what I want for that kind of cashola. Aaron, what about you?
Yeah, for me, the cigar started with lightly toasted cedar along with some mellow earth and smoky notes. Some creaminess joined a bit later. Second, third saw some baking spice join in and the creaminess depart. And the final third saw the toast level increase and then kind of transition char and had a little bit of bitterness going on. Construction was great. Just had a slightly firm draw, but nothing to really complain about. I thought the cigar started well. Had a mellow strength level, nice combination of flavors, but things dropped into down to average in the second third as the creaminess departed and some dryness kind of settled in and just kind of maintained that level the rest of the way. I thought the cigar smoked really similar to the one that we reviewed previously, which I think was the selection number 6. And this is right on the border of where I would say I'd smoke it again or I wouldn't smoke it again. But then you get to the price point and at near $29, it's like, yeah, I'm just probably not
Scrooge
gonna,
McDuck territory, man.
yeah, I'm probably not going to come back to it. If I was on the fence, that price point pushes me on the fence where it says side of the fence where it says no. Yeah. All right, let's get into the scores. We're going to start at the top with Jiunn at 6.67. John and I both gave it a 5.95 and Seth gave it a 5.85. So Jiunn had that 6.67 matchup for you.
That's a tough one, man. I overall thought it was good. It's just that price point is it's kind of hard to swallow.
She said,
You manage it though.
Ew.
All right, John, 5.95.
So I said this was a tale of two cigars because I smoked one of these at the TPE.
you loved it.
I thought it was, I was like, this isn't anything like the cigar I reviewed. I'm like, what is going on? Well, I shouldn't say that. It was, but it was like all that complexity that I was missing from the second to last third were there. And I'm like, what is going on? This is an even worse smoking environment. And I was like, it's got great mouthfeel. It's got great cocoa. It's got great creaminess all the way through the second to last third. I'm like, this is not the cigar. I mean, this is the cigar I reviewed, but if it was better. And so I was like, well, this is a bit of a drag. I wish I had reviewed this one because I think if I would, it would have been like 6.75, 6.8. But sadly, that is not the cigar I reviewed. And the cigar I reviewed was a 5.95. And like Aaron already said, I mean, man, for, really, I would say if you're over $15 and it's below a 6, that's a real tough nut to go for a second round. I mean, that's almost an automatic pass for me. Now I'm cheap, thrifty. So maybe that's just me, but yeah. Anyways, Aaron, go.
Yeah, my 5.95 matches up well. I mean, above average flavor profile, really good construction. Like I said, it just got me right on that fence, but that price point says no. So can't do it. Seth, 5.85.
Yeah, I mean, it's just no thanks. I mean, price, just overall blend. I hate when anytime Sin Compromiso, I always thought was just kind of like I think it's the more elegant of all of his blends. I think it's kind of like it's like gourmet pizza. It's kind of like we don't all like it, but like we want to respect that it's a gourmet pizza. And I think there's so many
really
people.
nice arugula
There's
on
so
top,
many. Yeah, there's so many people that love this
These
cigar.
gold flakes taste better.
Who probably don't even have the palate to truly even enjoy the cigar. They just like it because they need to like it. And this cigar was like, it was like a gourmet pizza on a cauliflower pizza crust. It's just like, get the fuck out of here, dude. I just don't want to. I don't have anything to do with it.
Sorry, quick interjection. Jiunn, are you wearing a dice, like a 20-sided dice t-shirt?
No,
Okay.
I'm not.
That's
So,
a
yeah,
shame.
I-
Because
I
I would
just-
have, anyway.
I just couldn't get behind it. Too much. The price is terrible on this.
Yeah, why is it this high? This is like
seem
absurdly
like a lot.
high.
Because he can.
Yeah, you can.
Because everybody else is doing it too.
Yeah, it's like, why not? Why wouldn't I get a piece of the pie, right?
He certainly put his time in. It's
Yeah.
not like he doesn't deserve
For
it.
sure. Yeah.
I mean, Plasencia has a $40 cigar.
Yeah.
Which, like, it's crazy if you think about it. Like, we started smoking and Plasencia was not a a brand. It was just they grew tobacco, and most of the time when you smoke a Plasencia, it was like a $9 cigar, and you're like, this is great. And then they come out with their own brand, and it's like $15-$20, and you're like, whoa, this is expensive. And you're like, well, I guess they have all their own tobacco, so it justifies it. And now, like, you know,
except it really doesn't, because
it should be the
your own
opposite.
tobacco means it should be the opposite.
And then they release like a Tiger cigar, and it's like $40. I'm like, what the hell am I spending $40 for this? I'm like, well, we're spending $40 on all the other crappy Tigers, so might as well just spend on this one.
Meanwhile, Justo Row is like, I'm going to put out a good cigar, and I'm going to make it super affordable.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing: Vega Phoenix comes out with their year of the Tiger. It's $11.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Kind of bucking the trend,
We want the
I just
common
bought that
people
today,
to
so
celebrate
we'll be
Lunar
smoking.
New Year.
which is reasonable, you know.
Peasants. Any other final thoughts?
You know, I'll keep smoking Dunbarton. It's definitely you know, the Paladin line just isn't as exciting. I mean, the problem is he's kind of cannibalizing his own lines at this point. Like, he already has some really, like, he's got 4 cigars that all of them I'd be like, yeah, I'll smoke any one of those. They're really great. You know, they come in a variety of different sizes. They're all pretty good performers, which is unusual because usually there's, you know, 1 good one and 2 kind of okay ones. So, you know, it's good that he's keep trying stuff, and I'm going to keep smoking it. But man, his core line is pretty damn strong, frankly.
It's a really strong core line, but I don't know how established he is. You know what I mean? Like, it's never. He always seems to be, his releases always seem to be eating his past releases.
Yeah.
And I don't know, he doesn't have that base. I think some of the other, like Skip's got it. Like those guys.
Yeah, but he owns his own. I think the difference is when, you know, like, he's moved to that place where he owns his own factory. And I wonder if, not that Steve's got enough problems running a factory. I don't think it's a problem he wants to have. You know, sourcing the tobacco is a pain in the ass as it is. Doing that plus running a factory, I'm sure he's like, no, absolutely not.
What's funny is I know a lot of guys who are big foundation smokers, and they've kind of kept that as like their brand, but like Wiseman and Wiseman Maduro, and I know we're off topic here, like, are not their core cigars. It's like Tabernacle has become their, that's what they smoke all the time.
Weird.
Yeah. Anyways.
All right. If you just catch this video on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to us. Also check out the full written review on the website, developmentpalates.com. Follow us on the social media channels, and you can catch all of our review recaps on podcasts. So iTunes, Google Play, and Podbean. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you on the next one.
Lawful good.